Good evening, or good afternoon, as I should say. It's your boy Reg in the building. And as usual, I am about to do a review. I'm gonna conclude my Michael Jackson reviews, and I'm about to review tonight, or today, as I should say, his official fourth studio album, Forever Michael, released on 1975 on Motown. Produced by Edward Holland Jr., Brian Holland, Hal Davis, Freddie Perrin, Sam Brown III. Singles are We're Almost There and Just a Little Bit of You. Now, I have reviewed every album, Got to Be There, Ben, Music and Me, Off the Wall, Thriller, Bad, Dangerous, History, Blood on the Dance Floor, and Invincible. And I'm tired. I'm never tired of reviewing, but at the same time, I'm just finally glad I reviewed all of his albums. Thank you for the people who have been commenting, who requested me to. Thank you for the users that wanted me to review all of his albums, especially his Motown ones. Listening to his Motown ones was kind of a challenge for me because just watch reviews, you'll find out. But let me get to the trivia, all the juicy shit you guys want. Okay, so the year was 1974. The Jackson 5 at that time released Get It Together. It was at that time they were kind of going through some battles with Motown because of the fact that they wanted more creative control. Like I mentioned this countless times with the previous reviews, like they wanted creative control over the music, but Motown was like, nah, you guys are too young. We won't let these people tell you do this, you people tell you do that. And so this whole album Get Together, it was kind of like a breakaway from that bubblegum soul, and they moved more to like a more. I wouldn't really say disco. It was more like a more funky kind of sound. They won't get like fully disco yet though. So the main song from that year that was popular was Dancing Machine. Dancing Machine was huge jam. I mean, you play that song today, people would people would dance and shit like that. Certain people would dance. You play that song like at like a 70s throwback, or even if you're just chilling and shit like that. But you know how people are these days. They hear anything old, they be like, "Oh, turn that shit off." You know what I'm saying? But I'm getting way off topic. And this is also the album was also the first album how the reason they sung in their natural voices on the same song. So that was actually a huge deal. And so by that time, the album Forever Michael was originally supposed to come out the same year, but Dancing Machine was such a huge hit, they had to wait till the hype died down, and so that's when it came out with the album. Now there are a couple of things you might notice when it comes to that album. For one, Michael's voice is like more of a tenor now, and so the producers were kind of struggling to find material that best fits not only his voice but his maturity too, because you can't keep writing the same stuff like all the time. You gotta show some maturity. So yeah. And so by 1975, when the album originally came out, the Jacksons was already planning on negotiating with um to sign to I believe it was Epic. I believe it was Epic. Wait, was it Epic? Hold on, give me a minute. I'm sorry. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. No, I think they signed to CBS Records. I think they signed to CBS, if I'm not mistaken. Wait, what? Yeah, Epic was CBS owned Epic and shit like that. Okay, now I got it. Now I got it. Okay, so they'll sign to that deal, and but only everybody except for Jermaine, because at that time Jermaine, he was just beginning his solo. He was trying to begin his solo career. Plus, he married Barry Gordy's daughter Hazel, and um you know it kind of I believe I heard it rubbed his father the wrong way and shit like that. But it is what it is. So they replaced Jermaine with Randy. You guys should all know this. I don't even know why I'm saying this. And so at the same time, they recorded for Epic, but they had to change their name since Motown gave them the name the Jackson Five. So they just named themselves the Jacksons, you know. And so that was the end of that chapter and the beginning of a new chapter for them. I'm definitely going to review some Jackson's albums, but I'm mostly going to review their later albums because I mostly like their later albums, like the self-titled Jackson's record, Destiny, Triumph, hell, even their live album. That's the Jackson era. That's my favorite era from them. I do like their Motown stuff, but I was kind of getting, but their bubblegum stuff. I mean, I like their when they got more funky, more mature with their lyrics and shit like that. But and plus they were working with Gamble and Huff, and all my heads should know I love Philadelphia Soul and shit like that. You guys should be checking out my vinyl collection. But yeah, okay. So, just like a lot of his Motown albums, it's nothing really groundbreaking. We haven't reached to that. We will just check out the later Michael Jackson reviews. But yeah, nothing really groundbreaking. But out of all the Motown albums, this is the one I like the most, and I was kind of surprised by how good this album was and shit like that. But I'm gonna start with some of this. I'm not gonna review all the songs because the majority of these songs sound alike. I mean, in terms of like content and subject matter, but some songs I really love are the first track, "We're Almost There." Very dope song right there. This was really a prime example of Michael's changing voice and vocally he's gotten better and shit. One Day in Your Life, another classic song, but like a classic song right there. Um, it's kind of funny because Motown actually released the song as a single like 6 years after the album came out because Off the Wall was burning up the charts around that time, so Motown wanted to capitalize on that success. And so that's when they came out with a compilation called One Day in Your Life, which was like unreleased songs he was doing, I think around this session and shit like that. But to be honest, I don't think no one even about that. I gotta be real. Cinderella Stay a While. What I got from that song, Cinderella Stay a While, I think he's envisioning himself as like a prince, and he's in love with this girl and shit like that. And you guys know the story of Cinderella. Like, you guys know the story of Cinderella, so you guys should know what I'm getting at. What else? You Are There. That was a pretty cool song right there. And everything else was pretty good on the album too. But overall, very good album right here. But the production was very good. The production was very good. It kind of predated a little bit of Off the Wall. I wouldn't really say you'll find some traces like in terms of production because Off the Wall, although Off the Wall, it does have it's mostly known for like its disco-ish song and its funk songs. The smoother production, like what's that song? I can't help. I can't help it. Fucking damn. Even the title track, it's kind of reminiscent of this production, and a lot of Michael Jackson fans like love this album more than like his other Motown albums and shit like that. So if I was to rank the Motown albums, it would most likely be this one as album number 1, Ben number 2, Got to Be There number 3, and Music and Me number 4. That's how I would rank them. And overall, this has been a huge dope trip. A dope trip. Discussing Michael Jackson's discography. One of the greatest artists of all time. Definitely a huge influence, not only in like pop, but like R&B, rock, hip hop. You name the genre, people have been influenced by him. If you guys want me to review any more albums, you guys know what to do. Peace.